spikes hit.
When Whitehall police released a series of videos of a high-speed car chase in April after spotting a stolen car.
He jumped over the driver's seat and he jumped out of the passenger door.
Mother of the suspected 16-year-old driver already knew it was her son who jumped out at 30 miles per hour.
When you saw that, what was your reaction?
I lost it.
This mom only agreed to talk if we did not identify her and disguised her voice.
You just think, oh, she, what kind of mom just lets her son do this and do that? And it's like, that's not how he's raised. He's raised very well.
However, she wasn't trying to hide from her son's record.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything is taken to use against you in court.
I think because he didn't have a slap on the wrist a few times, he doesn't take it seriously.
Since last May.
How old are you, son? 16.
This 16-year-old has been expelled, charged or suspected in 5 different car thefts, and run away 3 times. He was last found the day after Christmas in Youngstown after reportedly crashing another stolen car. In Whitehall's video,
This is the driver.
Hey, can you tighten my neck thing, bro?
You can see his previous injury and the brace he was wearing around his neck.
I did ask 2 separate judges to, help me out because I felt like I didn't have control.
We spoke with this mom a week after this video was released.
Did you ask juvenile court judges to lock your son up before last week?
Yes, I did. At least for like a week, because no parent wants their child to be locked up. I can't sit here and lie to you and tell you that I want my child to be locked up, but I want my child alive.
This mom says the strategies now just aren't working. Her son cuts off his ankle monitors, and reports show he was even put in a foster home before he ran the last time. She says all this started when his father was sent to prison.
When young boys, especially young black boys, are hurting, they use their hurt in a different way, and I'm still trying to figure out how to help him.
How old are you, son? 16. You don't care if you die?
No, I do.
So now she says she's begging the courts to toughen up.
If my son has hurt anyone or caused any hurt towards anyone, I'm very sorry. I'm very, very, very sorry. And I'm doing the best I can as a mother to raise him, to be a good person, to be a pillar in a community and not a menace to society.
While this mother has a powerful story, it does not end here. I did go to the courts and spoke with this juvenile's assigned judge and lead judge for Franklin County about this surge in juvenile crime. What they have to say may surprise you. I have that story coming up at 5:45 tonight. On your side, I'm problem solver Lisa Rontalep.
Their kids stealing cars, posting their antics on social media, who call themselves the real Kia Boys.
Gloves, masks, screwdrivers, mini phone chargers.
Trisha and Michael telling us about finding those tools in their 14-year-old son's bedroom, discovering their child is stealing Kias and Hyundais in Columbus.
He's told us a couple of stories of what happened, and it's not funny.
What did he tell you?
We got in this car, we were being chased down. It's not funny. Son, do you know I'm scared?
The car thefts getting dangerous and deadly. 14-year-old Javon Reed was one of 2 boys killed in a stolen Hyundai last month that crashed in East Columbus. Police say the teen had no criminal past, but was with 2 other kids linked to the Kia Boys.
Do not try to follow no trend. Do not try to be no Kia boy. It's not cute. It's not cute at all because I lost my little brother behind this.
Columbus police tell us since the first of the year, 40% of all stolen cars in Columbus are Kias and Hyundais. What do you have to say to these victims who have these cars being stolen by your son?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely apologize.
Sorry.
I feel for your pain.
We're trying to get it stopped. We're trying.
These parents speaking publicly for the first time, sharing with us. They are doing the best they can to keep their children on the right track.
We are definitely doing our job as parents, and that's why we're here today.
Columbus police tell me the suspects they've arrested for stealing Kias or Hyundais have been between the ages of 9 and 22. They're telling me 100 juveniles linked to this car theft ring. And those that have been arrested, 50, are repeat offenders.
As soon as they get caught, they're being released right back home because there's nowhere for them to go.
Trisha and Michael telling us their son, one of those repeat offenders. What kind of help are you getting?
We're not getting any help at all. We're not, none. Like, we've tried, my son has even tried to take himself to the behavioral center, children's. He begged to go there, and they turned him away because he wasn't suicidal.
An electric ankle monitor was placed on Trisha and Michael's son for a juvenile conviction, but his parents tell us he cut it off to head back into the streets.
We're doing enough. It's the juvenile system, it's the justice system that's not working with us. It's them not working with us. We're trying. I called the cops on my son. Come get him.
And they let him walk. They just let him just run out the house. I mean, just run out the house.
Columbus police telling us they hear these parents' concerns and are now working with juvenile prosecutors, judges, and children's services to get families the help they need.
So one of the things we're working on is getting these parents organized. And so I expect soon that we'll get these parents in a room with ourselves and with our judges so we can put some faces and names together.
Since our interviews, Trisha and Michael now tell us their 14-year-old has been arrested and charged in connection with stealing a car. They're now praying he will remain in detention until he can turn his life around.
If he's got to go do until he's 21, I'm fine with that. But please get him the help that he really, really honestly needs.
I reached out to the Franklin County Juvenile Courts and learned judges are now looking at changing the point system that determines how long juveniles should be kept in detention. They could stay locked up longer if they've been arrested at least twice in a 24-hour period, or if they faced multiple charges of car thefts or other offenses in the past.
Stacia, listen to this statistic. 75% of kids in Franklin County end up reoffending within 55 days of their release from detention or ankle monitor. And judges tell me this is giving them great concern. And in this case, where a 16-year-old is seen jumping out of a stolen moving car, reports show he broke his hip. 2 hips in this crash months earlier. He was sitting on the console when this car crashed, and this car was also stolen.
Are they out, Stephanie?
No.
Okay, they're trapped. Okay, let me.
Extricated from a stolen Honda Accord with 2 broken hips and baggies of marijuana, cocaine, and $81 cash in his pocket, according to police.
One time he just said, well, I was just having fun.
The mother of the 16-year-old then seen here months later jumping out of another stolen car, this time in Whitehall.
Hey, can you tighten my neck thing, bro?
Says she's begged the courts for more help.
Did you ask juvenile court judges to lock your son up before last week?
Yes, I did.
We cannot lock everybody up. We're locking up, and proportionally, we're locking up more minorities than anybody, so it's clear there's a problem here.
Problem solvers sat down with lead Franklin County Juvenile Court Judge George Leach, who is not the assigned judge in this case.
These are not mini adults. They are really children.
He references the assessment created by all 7 juvenile court judges to determine which kids would stay and which kids would go. However, judges can overrule any score recommendation or predetermined guideline.
Now I've got a 12-year-old or 11-year-old associated with a weapon. A weapon is on automatic hold, but how am I going to hold this 11-year-old?
Since this teen could have easily died in this most recent case, we checked police reports in the court's own docket to see why he was on release. His record starts at age 14 when he was caught behind the wheel of a car. Columbus police stopped him at 15 years old after finding him in a crashed stolen car. He was never charged. 2 weeks later, he was arrested in another car theft. And with little to no court record, the courts released him to his mom. Then last November, reports show he was expelled from school, ran away, and stopped by Columbus police while running from another stolen car. Again, no charges.
We're not allowed to go out and investigate our own cases. We're not allowed to watch the news and have that affect us in our decision making.
Now living with a foster parent, reports state this teen ran away again. He was found Christmas Day in Youngstown. Police say he was in this crashed stolen car, and after jumping out of this stolen car last month.
Have you heard criticism when it comes to the juvenile justice system?
Yes, almost daily.
This 16-year-old has been detained by juvenile court until his next hearing.
It's horrible. It's tragic. And the community is rightfully upset about it. But giving what I have in my jurisdiction and what I'm able to do, that's where we are.
Judge Leach calls juvenile court the end game for these kids, with detention admissions up by 146% since 2019. More than 2 times as many kids on ankle monitors than this time last year, and the number of habitual truancy cases skyrocketing. Truancy numbers went from 541 in 2020 to 1137 in 2021.
If we had a truancy officer that was doing something, many of these children wouldn't even be here.
So why are you not in school?
CPD got rid of its truancy division in 2018. Columbus City Schools stopped using CPD's school resource officers 2 years later. Judge Leach says community partners like police, schools, and parents are essential in stopping this surge in crime.
And do you think that tumble that he took, do you think that's going to be a wake-up call for him?
I pray.
Now, Judge Leach sat down with me for a full hour answering every one of my questions. There was too much to put in this story, but we're posting that full interview on our website. Links to that interview will be included in this story. On your side, I'm problem solver Lisa Rontola.
So I don't know how much it's going to cost or whether they're willing or whether the car is worth it.
More car owners are shelling out big bucks when their cars are stolen by teen thieves. It's a continuing crime wave that we've been covering all year long.
Now more and more people are dealing with expensive auto repairs, too, while Columbus experiences the car thefts. Many of these thefts end in crashes.
But tonight, Steve Levine is on your side with a handheld gadget designed to put the brakes on these car crooks.
It's an out-of-control crime that's been plaguing Columbus since the first of the year. Kids stealing Kias and Hyundais to go joyriding and commit other crimes.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do.
Ann Phillips' Hyundai was stolen from a driveway in the middle of the night. Police found it a few hours later after teen thieves dumped it, torn apart. The steering column busted out.
I really honestly didn't think that this would happen to my car. I honestly didn't think so.
Police blame the thefts on a group known as the Kia Boys. ABC 6 was first to tell you about the teen theft ring back in January. Investigators say the group has been targeting older model Kias and Hyundais that use steel keys.
These kids that are stealing these cars, they're going out and they're using these cars to commit other crimes. They're going around and they're doing the strong arm robberies. They're committing burglaries in these vehicles.
Whitehall police now fighting back after seeing more than their fair share of the car thefts.
Stolen vehicle coming into the city, stolen plate.
Officers now getting online alerts from cameras scattered across town when stolen cars drive through the city.
There's a stolen vehicle, stolen Kia, right there.
Officers alerted when stolen license plates and cars listed in a national criminal database show up in Whitehall.
The main priority is the safety of the citizens, so we do not want to get into car chases with these vehicles because these kids are driving, extremely recklessly. They're running red lights at high rates of speeds.
The license plate readers helped Whitehall police track down a group of teen suspects inside a stolen Hyundai back in August, trying to flee this convenience store. Officers boxed in the stolen car, a 16-year-old behind the wheel with 3 juveniles inside, the youngest just 12.
As that vehicle was coming into the city and to alert officers who happened to be in the area and find it within minutes.
This is actually one of the first cars that came in that the charging port's actually still jammed into the ignition.
Mechanic Rob Scruggs with Auto Body Specialist tells us he's seen a spike in stolen cars since earlier this year.
What takes them 5 minutes to do is taking us 2 hours to repair.
ABC 6 is on your side with ways you can put the brakes on the crooks. Rob shows us how this handheld kill switch can be hidden anywhere in a car and when activated, disengages the fuel pump to stop thieves.
That's what they're going to get right here. All the lights on. When they go to hit the key and try to start it, just that right there. It's not going to do anything. There's no start, no nothing.
Rob also suggesting you buy a dash cam for inside your car. Police got a good look at this suspected car thief when he busted into this Hyundai in Groveport. His face ending up all over the security video.
The thing you want to do is slow them down as best as possible.
Correct. I mean, Right now, they know how to take the car, unfortunately. Right now, we're just trying to slow them down.
A viewer chimed in this video to ABC6 of a Kia being stolen in Clintonville. You can see the crime in action. Just watch as a teen busts the passenger window to get inside. Moments later, the car drives away from the neighborhood. The sound of a blaring car alarm, experts say, can easily scare away a crook tampering with a vehicle window.
Anything that's going to buy time and make noise. That's the two biggest things.
Both Kia and Hyundai now offering free steering wheel locks to local police departments to pass out to car owners vulnerable to the teen car theft rings. Rob says it takes just a few seconds to install.
When they go to turn that steering wheel, it's going to come up and hit the windshield, and they ain't going to be able to do it.
Some simple safety steps experts say should take these crooks out of the driver's seat. Prevention Ann wishes she had before her car was stolen.
People work hard for their stuff, and they shouldn't have to come outside and find their car gone.
Now, you may be wondering if any of this added protection will lower your insurance rates. I did some digging, and the AAA Club of Ohio suggests you contact your insurance agent. Depending on your policy, you could be eligible for an additional discount for some aftermarket security you purchase. I also reached out to Columbus Police and now waiting to learn, as you heard, if they'll be receiving those free steering wheel locks being handed out by Hyundai and Kia. When I get an answer, I'll let you know. Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.